officer and partner at Serviceplan, and he was part of the 30-strong Direct Lines jury at Cannes this year. We are also delighted to announce that Alex will be the president of the Direct Lines jury in Cannes in 2011. Perhaps regarded as one of the most traditional forms of marketing communications, nowadays direct is not just about mailings, but is increasingly incorporating digital elements, and you're going to see some examples of that here. So to give us his thoughts about this year's entries, please welcome Alex Schill.
Hi everybody from my side as well, and I hope you still have 30 minutes for me before you go to the bar and have some drinks. First of all, I would like to give you my ideas why I like to judge promo and activation, which I judged together with the jury this year, or direct next year. Why I love this category is much better than I do TV or print, for example. So my learning was when I looked at the categories that when you're in a TV jury or in a print jury, you always have to judge something the best on the channel. So you are focusing a lot on execution. As Mark said, we're looking for forward pictures, well-done executions, like the two examples he showed from the TV jury. But when you're judging like promo and activation, you are strongly focused on the main idea. So the first that grabs your eye is not the execution, but it's the idea. That was the fact when we were judging this year's promo and activation. So even when you're judging like integrated or something like that, you have still the mandatory that you have your idea traveling through at least 3 or 4 channels. You don't have these mandatories for promo or direct, but you can just enter whatever you want to enter, and it just has to be a very strong idea behind that. I brought 6 examples out of promo and direct, and I want to prove that exactly what I said, that you don't have to focus on a channel but on the idea. So that's why I picked these examples, which come from many different channels or categories, as one can say. Did we discuss a lot in the juries? To be honest, no. So the good work, it went through from the start to the end. So we were judging as well like 5 whole days, and two first days we were split in 3 sub-juries to get all the work done. But in the end, the good work from the start to the end just went through. We had a little discussion at the beginning, what is a good promotion? We had one case, I can't remember the brand really, but it was about, I think it was something like washing powder or something, and when the bottle was empty, you could transform the bottle into a kind of a pump gun for kids, just playing around, spinning around with the water, and they organized some battles around that. And we were discussing, with this work, we were discussing a lot about the promo, because the promo, it worked, and it took the brand to the life of people, to the family, so it stood longer even when the bottle was empty in the family. But it was, as Mark said, the relevance, for me it was just the relevance lacking. Because it does not make sense to have a pump gun for some sort of washing powder or something like that. So for me it was just not so relevant to the brand. So I think it didn't make it to the lines in the end, but it was on the shoulders. So probably let's start to look at the first work. I always show the work, and then I want to explain a little bit why we thought that it was a very good work. So the first one is for Gatorade. It's the case called Replay. It won quite a lot of lines this year, to be honest. I don't know how many, but it was judged as the best integrated campaign in promo and activation. I think it won some in direct, and it won some more in promo and activation in some other subcategories. But this is, as the first example, it's an integrated campaign. So it could be judged and integrated as well, but in this case it was judged as promo.
on the 87B between the state lines of Phillipsburg and the Red Rovers of Easton. 27-yard field goal attempt. It's blocked. The whistle has blown. This one is over. A sister kisser.
Time might be worse than the loss. We think we have a score to settle.
Gatorade has chosen to team up with the towns of Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and Easton.
We're inviting you guys from the 93 team to strap on the helmet and shoulder pads and replay that game to determine the true champion once and for all.
We're not using that lead off full pads every day. Coach, very easy. Come on now.
My first thought was, who are the crazies that are going to suit up and try and play football?
We should be doing this 15 years away from the game. You're just not going to be able to get that kind of finesse in a day.
Your eyes are certainly showing concussion.
A lot of people out there saying you can't do it. Let's prove them all. 1, 2, 3, 4.
10,000 tickets sold out in 30 minutes.
The real topic right now is that 100 degrees.
They look at your age and they said you can't do it. They didn't look at your heart. They said look inside you. Get the action up and play that game.
No matter how old you are, 88, Minecraft or crazy, you're always going to have to.
So why did we like this work? It is when you focus on the idea, you have to focus on the idea because it is a very deep truth that everybody would like to have in some sort of a second chance. So everybody knows the feeling to get a second chance. You have a second date, or the first date, you mashed up the first date and said, well, fuck, could I have another chance on that one? Or even with work that you huddle around. So anybody knows that sometimes it would be great to have a second chance. That's the insight that Gatorade took out of this knowledge, and they just made one game happen again. And then in the end, it is not so important which channel they choose or which execution they chose for that. So there are some nice bits and pieces. There's a TVC around that. There's some nice promotion stuff around that. But it's not so important which channel they choose because the idea is really a great one and it's really coming out of the inside of the people. That's why we chose that one as an integrated Grand Prix and as I said, some more lines beside that. So the next work I want to show to you is for HBO, from HBO New York, and this also is a work that has been done in many channels. What I chose was the cube. I don't know if you know that. It's a kind of an installation, so something completely different. And we were just judging, in this case, on the cube, not on the website or on some other things, but just on the cube, which is, if you wish, it's a kind of an installation. So something completely different as the replay case. It's an installation, and it's right in the promo category because it's going down to a basic idea and an insight again that you just get the whole message if you look at it from different angles, and you only get the whole story when you look at it from different angles as HBO does with its program. So let's have a look on that one.
To celebrate HBO's DNA of innovative storytelling, we created a multi-platform campaign themed It's More Than You Imagined. At the heart of the campaign was the Cube, a first of its kind outdoor film event. A 14 by 14 foot cube was constructed in New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. During the day, it appeared as simply a giant black box in the middle of the city, but at night the curtain came down and the experience began. Viewers were presented with a story shot from 4 different angles simultaneously, with each side giving them a different version of the story, characters, and plot. Only after watching the film from all 4 sides was the whole story revealed. 2 different Cube films were shown, The Heist and The Affair. The Affair is centered around 4 characters: a husband, wife, maid, and lover. Someone is having an affair, and from angle to angle you think it's someone different. Only after seeing the entire film from all 4 sides do you know whom. The Cube films not only worked as individual brand experiences, but as a much larger story that played out on the web. It's innovative outdoor advertising, compelling branded content, and the embodiment of our message. It's more than you imagined. It's HBO.
So this is a great case in the eyes of the jury, because sometimes you really have to think about what is it that we are doing here. Is it an installation? Is it a promo? Is it direct? Is it film? Because there's film in it. There's a great website around that. So is it integrated? But sometimes I have the feeling that within the jury we were not asking ourselves what is it, but more what is the idea behind it. And that's why I really love this work as well. And the next one is something very strange, because we saw, well, what is this doing in the promo jury, and why does it belong to the promo jury? It is a film. It's just a 30-second film. But it was entered in promo and activation because it has an activation part at the end, well, at least it's the last chart that is activating. But it's a TVC. It could have been entered in TVC as well, but we thought it is good where it is, and we judged it as a promotion and activation. But indeed, again, completely different than the first case of RayPlay as integrated on installation for HBO. This is just a 30-second commercial, and we were judging the idea. And very, very nice execution, but nothing like the Johnny Walker thing or like Spies, which is very complicated. But it's just a very nice storytelling, straight to the point, 30 seconds. I think it was not really expensive, but a great idea.
Good afternoon, Rana. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I see your papers, please? Hello. Mummy in a bit of a hurry, was she? Step out of the car! Step out of the vehicle now!
So, well, that's indeed great, a great TVC, and I was happy that I can judge it in the promo jury and not in the TVC jury, because I would have been afraid that in TV, I don't know if it was entered in TV, that the discussion goes on about executional standards, about post-production, about colors and things like that. But in the promo, we were concentrating on that. What we claimed us to is that we always concentrate on the idea, and I think this is a really great one, done in 30 seconds in the old category, TV. So the next one, I think I have to explain it in advance because the documentary is not getting everything out of that case. I think it won in the direct jury, it won in Grand Prix, I think it won gold, and some other lines around the categories. It is for Orca, and it's a case playing around with Iggy Pop. And the idea is that Iggy Pop is casting people becoming members of his band, reproducing the messenger for a broadband company. So he has the whole things around like casting web online and casting a lot of people, and this was made on the website. There's a documentary about that, and this is really, really funny, and it's really, again, it's great because I think everybody around the world would love to do with Iggy Pop the messenger again. And the basic idea to do that online, live online, so that in case the broadband is not fast enough, so the song wouldn't happen. So it comes out of the product again, which makes it relevant for the product. So it's not just an action around and we place any brand behind that, but it's relevant for the brand because it's about fast broadband wires, and it's in New Zealand, and it's just a great case that this is a short documentary.
Hey Sam, would you have any objection to performing a tape in your underwear? It's beautiful to watch. You're having a good time. You didn't have the socks in the audition. The socks are good. Okay, I'm ready, man.
So again, the question, what is it in the end? So is it, yes, promotion? I think it's definitely a promotion. Is it direct? Is it interactive? That's why I chose this case out of the promo, because it is interactive. It just happened interactive. It just happened online. So it could well be judged inside the jury as well. But it's again completely different than the one we saw before, or the ones we saw at the beginning. So it's online, it's silent, but it's okay that it is a promo because we're just focusing on the idea. And that's it. It's not about the execution. Of course, the camera gets the people in, and it's okay colors, but it's not about the execution of standard of the documentary of the case. But it's always going back to the main idea. Is it relevant? Is it interesting for the people? Is it engaging for the people? Definitely, yes, it is. It is engaging, it's getting the people in, and it's highly relevant for the product and the company. And it was very, very popular, besides that, in New Zealand. So it did a very good job in the end. And of course, I think you might have all heard about that. It's the Heineken case, auditorium. And so what is this? We were hardly discussing what is it? Is it an event that was done, or is it a viral? What is it? So in my eyes, it's not the event. It was an event. It was a documentary, but I think the documentary worked as a viral. So in my eyes, it's more viral than an event. But it was highly popular. It was sent around very fast, and again. It's not a film like the drama queen thing we saw before. It's not a cyber case or something like that. It's an event mixed. An event that became viral, probably is the best description. But we didn't have to discuss about what it is, but again, is it relevant? Is it coming out of the product? And is it relevant for the target? This is the only two questions you always have to ask. Is it relevant for the product? Is it coming out of the product or relevant for the target? And I think you all know this, but again, I want to show this.
Sarà una rappresentazione di un partito d'arti, lo Schnure.
Ti prego, fammi sta cortesia, cioè qui servono le altre.
that event didn't just work like for 1,000 people sitting in the auditorium or something like that, but it got some power from the idea that it gets spread into the web, that we get into the news shows with that, and that makes it strong and so relevant again for a broader audience. And so that's what it is. It's just like an event that got viral and got a PR case. So it could be a PR case as well, it could be a viral, it could be a myth. And for promo and activation, it's not relevant what it is, but just the idea and not the execution. It's a nicely done execution with all written words on the screen, but to be honest, you could have done that on your company with a short camera as well, because it's not relevant. It's just nicely done, but the idea counts. That makes it big. And well, the last work I want to show to you is just to prove that promo still has some sort of classical promotion in it as well. This is what I think what people expect when they think about promotion. And why did I put this in? I put this in because it's very small. So it's just been done in one bar somewhere in South America, probably only one time. I don't know. But for the jury, it was not so relevant how often it was done or how big it is, because a promotion can even be a small one. It can be just a small little idea that again is highly relevant to the target group and coming out of the product or out of the company. So this is the last one I want to show you.
The 73,000 bar tab, presented by Bar Aurora and Boteco Ferraz. 2 years ago, Brazil instated a zero-tolerance policy on drunk driving. Even so, 35,000 people died in car accidents last year. So, if jail and fines won't catch people's attention, what will? What if we added the real costs of drunk driving to customers' bar tabs? Driving home that night could have been very expensive. They got pissed, then they got the message. For an action that cost us nothing, we were able to make people think.
So probably something that we all expect when we think about promo. And again, it's not about the execution, so it doesn't matter which typo they used on the bill or whatever. It's just about the idea that again comes out of the product, right? It's the company's name, and then of course the relevance for the target group. And well, this is a little bit the message I want to send to you today. I think that you definitely, no matter in which category you do your work, but you definitely have to focus on your ideas, and only in the second step think about the execution, how you can do it, or which director you choose. And don't believe the big directors or the big photographers, but just think about your idea. It's much easier if you start off with a good idea to get through all these 5 days judging of thousands and thousands of work. If you have a strong idea that is relevant, because that sticks to the jury's heads even easier than nice execution. So always ask yourself, does your idea come from the brand and is it relevant for the target group? If you can answer these two questions, then you have a very good chance to probably go home with a 9 next year. And yeah, that was my message for today, I think. And as I was a little fast, so I still have some time, so if you have some questions or if you're interested in anything around the jury and camp, then please feel free to ask your questions. Now we still have, I think, something like 5 to 10 minutes left. Do you have any questions? No. But I can write down all your names and see if it's something that I'm doing next. Okay, but that's it so far from my side. So always believe in your strong ideas and not in execution, and enter in promo and activation, because in my eyes these are the most relevant categories because they're just the idea and not a channel. Okay, thank you for listening.